Okay, good morning, everyone. Want to go ahead and call this meeting to order, Cecil delegation. Haven't established a quorum. We're going to go over a couple local bills and vote. And we have a presentation today by one of the bill requesters, Chip Peterson, who's on as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first bill that we have is HB 664, and that's cross-filed with SB 897. This bill deals with the apportionment of Class A and Class B licenses. We heard the bill originally as the county presented it after the CTP, and then we've had some subsequent meetings. The bill does have an amendment, and as amended, the bill does two things. One, it changes the Class A apportionment, whereas there will be no less than 2 licenses per district. And as you know, our licenses are appropriated by voter counts. And oh, sounds like we got a question. Delegate Aaron's?
Go finish. I'll wait.
Okay, yep. And I believe it keeps, the amendment keeps the original numerical request that the county had. So everybody's on board with it. We do have a letter of support. Delegate Aaron's, do you have a question?
I just want to ensure that, because I remember there was some confusion with this bill early on, and we ended up doing some things to get it right. And the county's okay with that, right?
Yes, yeah, we have a new letter of support.
Right.
And yeah, I believe, is that still in your committee, Steve? Delegate Aaron's?
No, that's not in my committee. I only get the grocery store bill. So.
Gotcha. Yes, you're doing the statewide stuff. Okay. Any other questions on, and we'll do them both together just to cut down on time here. Any questions on HB 664 or SB 897 as amended? Okay, with that,
I believe the Senate bill passed out, right? Didn't it pass out of committee in approval?
Yes, sir.
yeah. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So I'll make a favorable motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, the bill passes. All righty. Next up, we have HB 713, cross-filed with SB 835. Again, this is a local bill and deals with the wages for our orphan score judges. There's been no amendments. It's pretty much the same language that we had a request from the county. The only change that we did make is that we gave the county the ability, if they so choose in the future, to raise that rate again, if they have a vote and decide on it. So it gives some more flexibility to the county. All right, any questions on HB 713 or SB 835? Okay, seeing none, I make a favorable motion. A second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, the bill passes. Okay, the next bill up is HB 1370. I'll just explain the bill a little bit, and then I'm going to have our police chief Peterson go ahead and also explain the bill. This bill is brought to my attention by the town. Jay's in a meeting. Okay, all right.
The secretary, yeah.
Okay. Does he have any problems with the bills? Is he okay at all the bills? Okay, all right. That was Jay Jacobs' staff checking in. He's in a meeting with the Secretary of Ag. Okay, so HB 1370. So this is a pilot program. And what this bill does is it allows for what's called a stop sign camera. So this is a new technology that was employed in Prince George's in Montgomery County. And at first, I have to admit I was skeptical because I tend to not like these sort of things. But after sitting down with Chip and going over this, he made a very compelling argument. This is only for the town of Rising Sun. It is enabling. They have a residential stop sign that people continue to blow through. This is a neighborhood. Children live there. And because it took a while to figure out how to actually write this bill, we had to get an AG guidance. The way that it is written is that this can only go into effect if the county council approves of it, and the county executive. So the bill that we have before us today is enabling. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chip to give a little presentation of why they want this bill and why it's going to help save them resources. So Chip, if you want to go ahead and go live.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. In the town of Rising Sun, we are a small municipality with pretty much nooks and crannies where we have stop signs, and nearly, weekly, I'm getting complaints of near misses at these stop signs. I'll take an officer, I'll place him in that intersection, and nothing occurs. But soon as the officer's no longer there, we're back to the point where we're getting the complaints about the stop signs being run. It's an issue where have so many close calls, the near misses. At some point, we're going to have people injured, maybe even a fatality, because people do not stop at the stop signs. The other issue we have is staffing wise. With low manpower, I don't have the officers to place at those the intersections often to see if we can catch the violators and change the way people drive through those areas. I'm sorry, is there a question?
Yeah, looks like Delegate Aaron's has a question.
I can wait till you're done, Chip. I'm sorry. I'll wait till you're.
But again, what I was saying with the staffing issue, the numbers are down. People don't want to become police officers as much anymore. So placing an officer there sometimes becomes difficult also. Even trying to get civilians to monitor those intersections as crossing guards has become an issue because they feel unsafe. So that'll get your question.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing. I have a similar circumstance in Queen Anne's County but what troubles me is that, as Kevin explained to Bill, these are neighborhoods. These are our neighbors that are doing this. And
Yes.
our neighbors are the ones complaining. And you wonder, my comment, it's just a comment, is we can't police ourselves in our own neighborhoods, yet we're having you come in and do the things that we should be doing as being neighbors. Because if I understand this is a neighborhood, it's a small neighborhood with kids, and these are the people that live there that are violating this traffic stop.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I have to agree with Delegate Hornberger. I am not a fan of the electronic enforcement myself, but this is probably the only way we can, think of that can help assist us in these areas.
Do you have ability to increase the fine exponentially for this?
Well, we're on the graduated scale. We're on the graduated scale that was produced by the state, and I believe it does go up with multiple violations.
Well, yeah, I was thinking on a violation the first time you catch them, because you're going to take a while to get to multiple. I just see that I understand your problem with staffing and stuff like that. That sometimes a monetary fine, when some people start getting hit with a $300 or $400 fine for going through a traffic, that kind of discourages bad behavior in a neighborhood, especially because that would go through fast. But I don't know another solution. I'm just bringing up the comments that I'm going to get when you do this. Why aren't you doing this, and this? And I fully appreciate what your circumstance is. But thank you for
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. And then one thing I did want to add is we have actually been contacted since I did draft this bill. We have a nonprofit, and I shared that nonprofit with the mayor, and their entire purpose is to quell these areas where they have this. It's not a moneymaker. It's to change behavior. So with that, Delegate Riley has a question.
Thank you, Kevin. So I was looking at it. So with I understand the circumstance too. You say it's in the neighborhood. Is this happen to be a neighborhood where you have a lot of through traffic that they're trying to avoid another, busier area to where you're actually having travelers go through? Or is it just strictly neighborhood? So I guess
It parallels a state route. So you could look at it as they're trying to take the lesser traveled road.
Okay.
However, that road happens to be between a park and a school.
Okay.
Yep.
Second question. So I'm not familiar with this system. So how technical is it? So does it, how some people like they literally stop, but then not completely stop, like slow down and kind of creep. So do all four wheels and everything have to come to a completely stop when this camera takes the picture and finds you? Or can you like slow almost to a complete stop, but not quite?
It will mirror the red light enforcement. With that enforcement, you have to come to a complete stop at the stop line.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And
Thank
the
you.
other thing, yeah, yes, thank you. Another thing to remind you is that this is a low mile per hour zone.
Mhm.
Again, this is in the residential, so it's
It's
not as if
25
this
miles
is
per hour.
What,
yeah, a stop
25?
sign out in the middle of nowhere. County Executive Straight had a comment.
Good morning, everyone. Chip, I appreciate this bill. This coming from the job that you're doing now. I certainly appreciate trying to make traffic safe, and you can't be everywhere at once. The way the bill is written is that council has to approve this. So I relied heavily on council on whether to support or not, because they're the ones that are going to fall on this lap. I don't see anybody in council on this meeting, but they have relayed to me in no uncertain terms that they're very uncomfortable with this bill and they will not be supporting it. So I just want to throw that out there. Council does not support this bill. I think they have some issues with the way it was written. I'll leave it to them if you want to contact them for all their reasons, but they would not join me in a letter of support. And because of that, I'm not going to do a singular level or letter of support for something that they're against.
Okay. Well, let me that's new news to me, because Chip did share this with you, Mr. Executive. Let me ask you this, County Executive Straight. We can amend the bill to where this is a local decision, which is to say that the town council would have the approval. Um, would you be in favor of writing a letter of support for that, and we could amend the bill here in this meeting today?
I think that was probably one of the issues as we were trying to figure out why county council was getting involved in a local municipality issue, considering that they're a sovereign form of government. So I would like to just kind of talk it over a little bit, but I think that
Yeah.
would make things a lot easier. That this is a town of
Yeah.
Rising Sun issue. Rising Sun should decide this.
Yeah, because this is such a novel thing, and again, this has only been piloted in 2 counties. Bill drafting originally just mirrored the language that Prince George's had. In subsequent conversations with the committee and bill drafting, we do have an option to where, because again, this is just within the town, it's not countywide, we can amend the bill to whereas it's just a town council decision.
I think that I could definitely get behind that.
Okay. If are there, let's put it this way. Are there any more questions on the bill as written? Okay. Well, I'll tell you
Hey,
what.
Kevin, I just wanted to also just chime in on that. I think one
Sure.
of county council's caution with this is they've not heard specifically from the town of Rising Sun that they want this.
Okay.
Other than the bill writing, there was no official communication from the elected officials in the town that they wanted our support on this bill. So I'll just throw that back out to you, Chip, that could potentially be beneficial as well, unless this bill can be amended to eliminate county council involvement.
Yeah.
I
So
was under the impression that Commissioner Pearson had reached out to the county executive, but we'll check into that and see where it is.
Yes, he did, but not in official capacity, at least the way it was received from us.
Okay. Delegate Riley had a question. Oh, you're on mute, Delegate Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I had another question actually on the bill. I like the option of, I think we can probably fix it with the amendment, so I agree with that.
Yep.
But one of the questions, so when we do this, is there any signage prior to, it's a new, to let them know, hey, this is going to be a stop sign camera, so that they are aware of it, so that, they can maybe change their behavior before they're fined?
Yes,
Is there
great
something
question.
in the bill like that?
And a twofold answer.
Mhm.
So the way that this will be deployed is that it'll go up with the electronics, and there will be signage.
Mhm.
And that's where this nonprofit that I'm communicating with has offered some help. The first offenses for roughly a month, 2 months will just be warning letters. So anyone that goes through the stop sign and does not stop and activates the camera will get a warning in the mail. After that trial period is over, that's when it goes live, and that's when it starts issuing those first citations. And again, if it is the same individual getting multiple violations, it will escalate that fine.
Okay, and second, who's getting the revenue from it?
My understanding is that the revenue goes to the state, just like any other violation. Chip, did you want to provide some information?
With the speed cameras and stop sign or stop light cameras, the fines are civil infractions that go to the municipality.
Okay, goes to the municipality. Yep.
Okay, so these fines would go directly to Rising Sun.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's after there's some overhead costs and operational costs.
Correct.
That are.
And we do know that the system, just like the chair just mentioned, we know that the system is designed to do the warning for the 2 months first
Yes.
and verified. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, Delegate Aaron's had a question.
Yeah, just one more. Chip, the breakdown of the fines. I know you're going to get some of that. Do you have any idea what that is? What's going actually to the town?
So specifically, I haven't spoke yet to a vendor completely, to identify the vendor that we're going to use. But in the speed camera, the fines, I believe like 12% go for the operation and cost to the vendor, and the remainder goes to the municipality.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Delegate Griffith had a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chair, I guess my question is the revenues after you recoup your expenses and hard costs, where does those extra revenues go? Do those go just another line item to the town, or do they go directly into a fund for public safety, or does it become a revenue generating operation for the town, or is it something that's going to be reinvested?
It is the funds go to public safety.
I just want to make sure it's not just the concern is that a lot of these cameras throughout the state become revenue generators for the purpose of revenue generation and less about, public safety. So thank you.
Correct. Typically with the cameras, initially you have a lot of violators, but it tends to taper off towards the end, and then you're at the period where you no longer need them.
Yeah,
so early on, they generate a lot of funds, but that is not something that's sustained. That it drops off.
Yeah, the idea here is behavior change. County Executive had a comment.
Yeah, just one more question, because I think this was also brought up during the discussion. Does SHA have any involvement in this, Chip? Is there any state-owned roads? I think that was a concern that was brought up. Or were they asked, or do they need some kind of approval? I think probably needs to be addressed just for them.
Our intentions are not to put them on county or state roads. They will only be on municipal roads.
Okay, thank you.
So what I'm hearing here is that we do have cursory support of the amendment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to table this bill. I'm going to have the amendment drafted, and I will also ask that one of the nonprofits that I've been speaking with could maybe be on the next call so that we could get more background. The sense that I'm getting is that we do have support here, and we want to help the town out. I believe that the amendment that takes out the county council approval also seems to have support, and then we can vote on that when we reconvene. Does that sound good to everyone? Okay, excellent. All right.
Thank you all for having me here.
Yeah, so really appreciate that. And Chip, stay tuned. We're going to get this resolved. You have my word that we're going to get it worked out. I also have, thanks so much for coming on the call. We'll let you know when the next meeting is. We also have Superintendent Lawson on the call, and he would like to share a few words with the delegation. Dr. Lawson, if you want to go ahead and turn your mic on.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity. Some of you know that there's been a long-standing problem down on 213 with the entrance into the Bohemia Manor Middle High School complex, which was really just exacerbated when we added Chesapeake City Elementary School, I guess 5, 6 years ago. We had put forward a request to have acceleration and deceleration lanes incorporated into the entrances to that facility. MDOT gave us a price, went through the process, funding, COVID, pulled away. Well, they've kind of rekindled the process, and we met with them last week. They are optimistic. They say right now the time is for any support we could get from the delegation regarding this project. Now is the time. So you also expect a letter from us probably in the next 48 hours, just a more formal request for your support. The request that the price they put on the project was between $2 and $3 million. Now, mind you, that's 3-year-old money. We all know what's happened, so I would just anticipate that that line being more. But again, any consideration you could give to supporting this project would be appreciated. If you're familiar, and I know most of you are, it is pretty bad right there. 213, traffic gets going 50, 55 miles an hour, and there are no deceleration and acceleration lanes coming in and out of the school's entrances and exits. So I'm not a civil engineer, but I'm familiar enough with the project to answer some cursory questions if you all have any. And again, we'll send you something out within the next day or two electronically.
Yeah, and I would also add it's sort of in a valley there, so you kind of
Yes,
go, downhill.
it's bad.
But so we will put together a letter and we'll all sign it and submit it to the secretary.
Appreciate that, Delegate Holmberger. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions on that request? Okay. Well, yeah,
Thank you all again.
safety, and thank you for Dr. Lawson.
I do have a quick question. Have you guys reached out to Kenny Fender about this at all? He's our local guy.
I have not, Delegate Grice, although I can check the CCs. We had apparently MDOT has some consultants that do some of their design work. We had a real good meeting with them. But you're saying his name is Kenny Fender?
Yeah, he's our regional director.
Okay.
Engineer, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely reach out to him first because I can tell you that the higher ups are going to want to know what his thoughts are on that because he's the most familiar with all of our roads.
Yep. Yeah, and his office used to be right up the street, so he's very familiar with that area. Okay, Dan Steckenberger had a question.
Thank you. Yes, Delegate Grice, Kenny Fender's well aware of this situation. I've talked to him. Board President Heath has talked to him as well. I think it always comes down to money with State Highway. Okay. Do they have the money to do a deceleration lane to make that turn? I think everybody would agree it's needed. They will push back on putting another traffic light there. I believe at least that's going to be State Highway's position. There's not enough traffic to do it. A turn lane would be, for safety purposes, worthy and potentially could move forward. But that's kind of where Mr. Fender has explained it to us, and I believe he has explained the same situation with Board President Heath. So I don't mind writing a letter just to kind of bring it to everybody's attention. It probably will get some things moving, or some sort of partial or even total solution down at Bohemia Manor. But that's kind of where we're at today.
Yeah, and to confirm, Dan, thank you. I just checked my emails. Mr. Fender has been in the loop. And again, there is one existing light. We are not asking for a second light to be put up at what we refer to as the Basil Road entrance. There will be no light there, simply be an acceleration and deceleration lane.
Okay, Delegate Riley had a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So my question, has this project, because apparently this is a long time situation or problem that we have, is this on the CTP report at all for the county, or has it been on that list, or do we know?
Delegate Riley, I'm going to say no, but I do believe when they came in November, it was brought up again as part of our panel discussion. And they come out with their CTP plan. But do they ever amend it from these meetings? Maybe never, but I know it was pitched.
Okay.
I believe from CEC County Public Schools and also the county, from that standpoint. But these are kind of one of these things where, State Highway will say, yeah, we agree, we got to go through engineering, we got to do this, we got to do that, and it's just a delay tactic to do that. But I think if the delegation were to be united and support this, it could get things moving to get this resolved. So I'm definitely supportive of a letter to the whoever the secretary is, I guess, of
Okay.
MDOT.
Thank you.
And that intersection is shared by a small strip mall, so there is some economic activity there too, I believe, that would benefit from a traffic calming setup. So we'll get that letter together. Dr. Lawson, thank you for being here. In the interest of time, we're coming up on 9:30. So we've moved the two local bills. We will circulate some letters along with Dr. Lawson's request for your signature. We also have some citations that I'm going to be sending around. I think we got an Eagle Scout and some other things. So get your hand ready to sign some documents. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion. Yeah. Second.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and we'll reconvene here soon to talk about the stop sign bill. Thanks so much. Have a
Thanks.
good day.